What's up guys, welcome back to a new video. In today's video we're going to be doing something a little different, something I actually haven't done in quite a while. We're going to do another informative video. Now I haven't done these in like a couple months, basically because there hasn't been a lockdown in the last couple months, and I kind of feel like when there is no lockdown there really are better videos to make than this kind of video, because I personally prefer to vlog my life, to kind of show you guys how I'm training, dieting, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's going to lockdown and I'm kind of really struggling to kind of find ideas to upload 3 videos a week, which is why I'm going to make this video. And in today's video I'm going to be making a video completely dedicated towards the sissy squat, the one exercise that is going to absolutely build your quads, get you insanely strong, and it's also one of the most controversial exercises you're going to find out there, because if you go on YouTube and just type in the term sissy squats, you're going to find dozens of videos claiming that the sissy squat is one of the worst exercises you can possibly do, an exercise that is going to absolutely fuck your knees up, as I've said in previous videos. And today I'm basically here to show you guys that it doesn't have to be the case. So the first thing I'm going to talk about real quickly is I'm just going to simply bust the myth that it is a very bad exercise for your knees. And in order to do that, I'm going to have to explain to you guys simply how a muscle works. So if you take a look at pretty much all the muscles in our body, you obviously have the muscle itself, which is connected to our bones, surpassing joints, with something that is called a tendon, and something that is very, very important and often neglected by a lot of people, or just simply not known by a lot of people. The tendon needs to be able to handle the same amount of stress than the muscle itself, because otherwise if the muscle contracts and the tendon is simply not strong enough to transfer that force onto the bone, obviously creating movement, your tendon is simply going to get irritated, and you might actually develop an injury, and in the worst case your tendon will simply snap in half. You actually hear this sometimes with bodybuilders that simply build too much muscle and too much strength in a short period of time, and causing the tendons to simply break under tension. Now, knowing this thing, keeping that in the back of your head, keeping that in mind, what you need to understand is as follows. If I take a beginner, somebody that has never trained legs before in their lives, and I put them on a leg extension, and I tell them this is a leg extension, you have to do this exercise with 110 kilograms for 5 reps. What's gonna happen, you think? I know what's gonna happen. The guy is probably most likely going to get injured, especially on the knee joint. You know why? Because your tendon simply isn't strong enough, and the muscle probably won't be strong enough as well. And this is the main thing that you have to keep in mind when you're really thinking about how dangerous a sissy squat actually is. A lot of people will have the strength to do sissy squats, or at least to do the eccentric, but their tendons simply will not be strong enough to actually transfer that force from muscle to the bones, obviously creating movement, as I just said. Now, also something that I have to know, where you actually talking about the quadriceps, especially the tendon of the quadriceps, if you follow that, obviously on the muscle, you obviously get the tendon. The tendon actually will become a ligament around the knee joints, the ligament patella, I think it's called. And obviously when you are training legs, and especially your quadriceps, if your tendon of the quadriceps isn't strong enough, you actually are going to get knee problems, simply because the tendon of the quadriceps will actually become a ligament of the knee itself. So that is something you obviously have to keep in mind when we're going to be going further along this video, talking about how to progress and how to basically learn the sissy squat. Now, probably going to be a lot of explanations, something that maybe you have to watch back to kind of understand, or just to kind of do a bit more research about it. But that is basically the main point. Alright guys, so it actually is a couple hours in the future now. I'm actually currently editing this video, and I just realized I actually didn't get to the point of what I was actually trying to say, because I give you guys the entire explanation of tendons and all that kind of good stuff, but I actually didn't tell you why the sissy squat is a good exercise for you to do and not a bad one. If your tendon is strong enough to handle sissy squat training, then sissy squat training is a very, very good thing for you to do, and you can build up your strength and your size of the quadriceps by doing sissy squat training. If your tendon is not strong enough because you're a beginner, or because you simply haven't trained legs in a while, don't train sissy squats. First focus on other exercises to train your legs so that you can strengthen your quads, strengthen your tendons, and then basically build your way up towards sissy squat training. So that was basically the whole point that I completely missed, but yeah, let's get right back into the video. So knowing that, let's go into the requirements that you have to meet, or the standards that you have to meet before actually starting to do your sissy squat training. The first thing is obviously going to be that you have to have some basic strength in your legs, especially your quadriceps. Basically, if you can't do pistol squats, sissy squats, you know, explosive squats, explosive lunges, and you actually don't have the basic strength in your legs simply are not going to be strong enough to actually handle your sissy squat training. All right, I mean, I can't tell you what certain requirements or certain standards they have to meet before starting a pistol squat, but just kind of have some basic leg strength. You know, I don't know, like 20 pistol squats, 20 shrimp squats, and just, you know, generally be pretty decent with your body weight if it comes to your leg training. And the second thing is going to be flexibility and mobility. The sissy squat actually trains your quadriceps over a very large range of motion, and if you can't go through that range of motion without any added resistance, it seems pretty obvious that you actually don't want to go through that range of motion with resistance applied to it, basically. So if you can't go through range of motion without resistance, no point in going through it with resistance, because otherwise you're going to injure yourself. But I mean, that makes sense, right? And then the third requirement is that you can't have any underlying knee issues. Now, this is not because you're going to fuck your knees up if you do a sissy squat, but basically because any beginner is not going to execute that exercise perfectly. Therefore, in the beginning, you're always going to make mistakes. If you already have any underlying issues, simply don't start doing it, because the chances of you getting injured are going to be substantially higher. So now, after busting the whole myth that a sissy squat is very bad for you, and obviously talking about all the requirements that you have to meet before even starting your training, now I'm going to talk to you guys about all the progressions that you actually have to go through, or that you can go through, in order for you to achieve the sissy squat. The way that I worked myself up towards achieving the first sissy squat is basically a combination of two main things. First, I actually started training the eccentrics, so basically doing negatives of the pistol squat itself, simply just lowering yourself down into the movement, keeping the movement as controlled as possible, trying to keep all tension on the quadriceps, and really trying to execute the exercise as perfectly as I possibly could. And then obviously I combined that with assisted concentric reps, basically doing reps where I used my hands to kind of help myself go through the motion, or through the movement. And obviously I combined those two in order to finally work myself up towards the me being able to do one rep. And obviously once I got myself like one rep on sissy squats, I obviously built my way up from 1 up to 3, 5, 7, 10, up to the point where I am now, where I can basically do, I don't know, 10 to 15 reps on sissy squats unassisted in one single set. So that's basically how I did it, and it's also the same way that you can do it as well. Now, one last thing I actually want to talk about before ending this video up is basically that when you're trying to progress with sissy squats, whether that is working your way through negatives or assisted reps, or simply actually being able to do sissy squat and simply build the reps up, something that I actually noted was, if you make too much progress, if you actually try to bump up your reps too quickly, it will actually get to a point where your knees might be hurting just a little bit. Basically because, as I said in the beginning, you're building your muscles up too quick and your tendons simply cannot follow. So if that's the case, simply stick to the same rep for a couple weeks until your tendons have actually grown or have adapted sufficiently for you to then increase reps again and simply make progress as well. So if you're training for sissy squats, simply do not increase volume too drastically. Simply try to slowly but surely do more reps and do more sets on that, simply to avoid any injuries or anything unwanted if it comes to your sissy squat training. Alright guys, that was the entire video. I hope you guys took something away from this video. As I said in the beginning of the video, I actually wasn't planning on making this video. I mean, I was, but then I kind of wasn't. Basically because I feel like if I have plenty of video ideas, I'm not going to be making these informative style videos. However, they are a very easy video to make, quite quickly to record, edit, and then to upload. So yeah, because we are in lockdown now, I'm probably gonna make a couple more of these videos to kind of keep my uploads up there, and obviously keep uploading 3 videos a week for you guys. So yeah, if you guys have any more video ideas that, or simply topics that you want me to talk about, leave it down below in the comment section. And if you haven't, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you have any tips to improve the content, video ideas or video suggestions, leave them down below. And I'll see you guys in the next video later this week. 2 more vlogs, 1 push day, 1 pull day. Yeah, see you guys next time. Enjoy your day, and see you later.